The reason that we wanted to run this plenary was really that we'd seen the frustration on both sides. We've seen the frustration of people making submissions and not knowing if they're having any influence or not, whether they did it right. And we've also seen the frustration of people like Andrew who want to go out there and get consultation, but somehow it's not happening. So we wanted to try and bring the two groups together and see how can we improve the consultation process that we have.
I thought the idea of this evening was very interesting because, as Phoebe said, from my side of things here in this building, we spend a lot of our working lives trying to arrange public consultation and trying to deal with the product of that consultation. You know, the letters and the submissions that you and others like you make, and there was a atmosphere in planning a few years ago that saw public consultation perhaps as an obligation to be completed, something to be done, box to be ticked. But as we, you know, and perhaps a bit of an obligation on the working lives of planners. But I think that attitude is very glad long behind us, and we're all striving to produce better plans, and one of the key ways of doing that is having better public consultation. It's more effective from our point of view because, you know, so that the ideas that end up in plans are A, the best quality of idea, and B, have something of a consensus to support them, and a consensus with the community. So that's my kind of approach to this, and I'm coming at this, you know, I'm president of the IPI and I work here, but this is very much my personal set of observations on public consultation in relation to plans. I'm going to start off by saying something about the ethical issues that surround public consultation and the planning system. And there are a lot of ethical points there. You know, we don't just, where's it come from? Why do we do this? Why do we bother? And this thing says, in its title, you know, that the purpose of the planning system is to provide in the interests of the common good for proper planning and sustainable development, including the provision of housing. So there's the common good. This kind of slightly, you know, it's a great ideal, and it features heavily in the constitution of this country. Other countries use different phrases, but the common good is a good enough phrase, and I think we all have some idea about what it means. So we have a technical opinion, we have a political opinion about what we should do, and then the system provides for some sort of assessment of what everybody thinks privately. And that's what public consultation is about. So it's really the third element in this trio of considerations that together help us decide what the common good is in a particular circumstance. And that's the kind of model of our planning system in this country, where development and local area plans are this contract where we say, yes, you can develop here in this way within those parameters, no, you can't in that way, and so on and so forth. We were involved in a large master plan project in Blarney near the railway station, this Stoneview project that you might have heard about. And the county council required the developers to consult themselves with the community. They were in a terrible panic about what to do. So do what we do and have a little exhibition, and they did. And they enjoyed it, and the community enjoyed it. They all got to know each other. The community had various issues about the development, but the developers were able to help resolve them. And it worked without us doing anything. And actually, that's actually a much better way, because you're sorting the problems out directly. And you know, in development plans, you can get 1,000 submissions, and sort of 80% of them, at least, will be along the lines of, I've got this land, can I do this with it? And that sort of weight of submission, dealing with what really is a private good issue, rather than saying, you know, I think the best thing for my village or my town is this, you know, can kind of sway the whole public consultation process perhaps away from where it should be. We don't know it all. We haven't got all the answers. And sometimes we just need to be a little bit brave to recognise that something somebody said in a letter is actually a good idea. We should latch onto it and develop it. And that does happen, and it should happen, and it should be at the heart of consultation. So general points to help consultation: coherent, well-structured, jargon-free language. And I said that to this planning conference last October, and I say it again to the other side of the consultation divide today. Keep things as clear and as simple as you can, because when you're trying to read 456 submissions, which I'm trying to do at the moment, the simpler, the shorter, the more effective the language, the easier it is. User-friendly documents, not great piles of plans and drawings. You know, I once worked with a barrister who said if it can't be illustrated on an A3 piece of paper, don't show it to me. And I thought, you're right. You know, if it can't be on an A3 sheet of paper, don't show it to me, because I've never managed to unfold the thing and fold it up again. That makes life a lot easier. Obviously, visually attractive, well illustrated, a good layout. Try sending a copy to other stakeholder groups that you know are involved, and share your ideas. Great way, you know, we're not the only victims of this consultation exercise. You know, think of other groups as well and promote your ideas that way. And you know, I look at some development plans, and I've looked at, I won't say which authority it was, but they had 24 submissions compared to our 456. And we've all got the same time to deal with them. And that's a total problem for people like me. And that's why maybe the language, the simplicity, one sentence instead of a paragraph when you're making the submission, perhaps makes what you say and the way you say it more effective. So, conclusions. Better consultation, better plans. We shouldn't be afraid of it. Certainly on our side of the thing, we shouldn't. We sometimes are. Perhaps on your side you shouldn't as well. We should say what we think. You know, it's all about a two-way process. And I put down there, engage, explain, listen, learn. And I said that to the planners, and I say that to you as well on the other side of it. It's a two-way process. And I'd encourage us all to try and do it better and in a more meaningful and respectful way of each other's positions. And the better we get at writing submissions and expressing ourselves clearly and simply, the better submissions we will make. So I think that's it from me. So I hope you enjoy the rest of your evening. Any questions?